On another episode of Soothing Semantics, I'm your host, Rafi Pinsky. For any of your real estate needs, whether residential, commercial, rent, make sure to give me a ring. You can follow me on Instagram at Rafi_the_realtor. And all of my contact info can be found in the bio. Without further ado, ladies and gents, I have an awesome guest out of the state of New Jersey. He was considering joining the Jersey Shore back in the day due to his wild party days, but has now decided to kind of keep a low profile and sell some homes. So today we have Basilio Rivera on the show. How's it going, Basilio? How are you?
Doing well, sir. Listen, thank you for having me on. First time, long time. Is that the saying that they say over the radio?
I think that's fair.
All right. My first podcast, but I'm looking to do some more stuff down the line, man. If you invite me back, depends on what the outcome of this one is, right?
I think if we end up with matching Porsches, I think we got ourselves a deal. Yeah.
All right. Sounds good, man.
Fantastic. Yeah. Avid Porsche guy. You currently have a newer. You have two Porsches, or I knew you had two at some point.
I've had a couple. I just recently sold the one I believe you're talking about. That was a 991 turbo, blue metallic. And I currently have a Cayenne GTS, which is an SUV. And then I have my classic 1980 911 air-cooled. So that's what's in the stable right now.
I don't even have one yet.
That's all right. We're working on that, man.
We sure are, baby. We sure are. I can't wait.
They're really fun cars, man. Absolutely fun cars.
There's something about Porsches that I don't even know if I was so into them until I moved to Florida.
Mm-hmm.
And then I saw a beautiful 911, different colors. You see light blue, green, black, or white, and you see them driving off into the sunset with a row of palm trees, and there's just something it does to you.
They're timeless, man. I mean, the body, the waves on that car is just amazing. And every time you're in it, you just feel luxury, man. It's just a great car, and especially like you said, if you're driving down the sunset, top down, there's nothing better than that, brother.
Sheesh. It really suits me. That's a car I belong in,
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. So there are definitely some good questions to ask. You are a realtor in Jersey. First off, just kind of give the viewers a bit of a background. How long have you been in the game?
So I've been licensed since 2009. I started out with a boutique firm, and shortly after that, I joined another boutique firm in Jersey City. So I went from Hoboken to Jersey City, and now I am with Sotheby's, which is not a boutique firm. This is one of the biggest brands in the world, and I'm very happy here. This is a great organization.
That's awesome. Yeah, Sotheby's is big here in South Florida. I'm sure you know.
Yeah, everywhere, man. They're such a great brand.
Absolutely. I like what your office looks nice.
Yeah.
Are you on the ground floor over there?
I'm in the ground floor, conference room. I'm in the Exchange Place / Paulus Hook area. I'm not too far. I can't see it today because there's an overcast, but not too far away from the World Trade Center. So.
Very cool.
Yeah, and behind me, I don't know if you can see it. That's Goldman Sachs. So Goldman Sachs has a building here, 30 Hudson.
Okay, that's awesome. Yeah, so you have a lot going on over there. You probably have tons of shopping, restaurants.
It's the walk score here is like 99. So it's mixed. You have commercial, you have residential, retail. Train is a block away. You get into Manhattan in 4 minutes. You have the ferry. It's a great location. I mean, we have better views of Manhattan than people that live in Manhattan, actually. So, and it's growing. Jersey City is on fire right now. All neighborhoods I mean, this is where it first started out, obviously by the waterfront. You know, they call it the Gold Coast, but now it's spreading all the way west from here. So it's great to be working. I'm very honored. I'm blessed. I'm not sure if I shared this with you, but I was born and raised in Jersey City. So it's awesome to be able to, you know, see my city grow, and be able to work in the city and have fun with new people who share the same passion that I do.
It's awesome. Yeah, it's fantastic. There's probably so many people. There are probably so many people that have moved from New York City to Jersey just because of the, you know, it's crowded in Jersey City. It's a city at the end of the day, but it's not as hectic and crazy as Manhattan, at least not yet. So a lot of the people looking to move to Jersey, move to suburbia and get a little breathing room, get a bit more value for their properties and their land. They can now, but still, yeah, but they still don't have to give up the city life. There's still plenty to do. So I guess it's kind of reminds me of Florida to a degree.
Yeah.
So
look, we get people, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but we get people who come from the city and they stay a year or two and they actually don't like it. It's not for everyone because, you know, they're used to the more hustle and bustle of Manhattan and the address, right? When you have a New York City address, you know, who has it better than that? But for the most part, we get transplants coming from Manhattan, the boroughs, Brooklyn, you know, Staten Island. They come here and they fall in love. They rent for a year, 2 or 3 years, and they end up buying, you know, beautiful brownstone or a condominium in one of these high rises. So I've seen it happen so many times.
That's what I would do if I stayed in the tri-state area. I would either move to Long Island or somewhere in Jersey, most likely. I wouldn't stay in Brooklyn. Especially now that I've lived in Florida. So right now I live in Aventura, which is a suburban mixed with urban, but it's a lot more relaxed than where I grew up in Brooklyn. I mean, it's a different world. So
absolutely.
So we can go into this briefly. How did you get into real estate in the first place? What were you doing prior to it?
So I did a lot. I did a lot of different jobs in my lifetime, but the last job that I had before real estate, I was in the fitness industry. So I worked for New York Sports Club for many years, and I also worked for Crunch. And, you know, I was just looking for something new. You know, I got into fitness, I think just like everyone else who gets into fitness, you know, they want to be a personal trainer. You know, they want to, you know, get people in shape and make money while you're doing it. But that shifted for me when I got into management. Operations was totally different. I did some corporate sales for them, selling memberships to corporations. You know, I was telling these companies how it benefits them to have their employees, you know, work out, which is true. And they would do like a payroll deduction. So that's what I did in the city. And then, you know, I started looking around and I ended up buying my my first place in Jersey City. It was a condominium, a loft. And, you know, I was very intrigued by it. I was like, wow, this is actually, you know, you learn so much when you're buying a property, right? On both sides, the agent and the buyer. So I was like, you know what? I have a sales background, you know, I can do this. And it was 2005. So people were really making some serious cash back then. So, you know, I said, you know what, let me get into this. And, you know, I started out in property management. I worked for a couple of, you know, buildings. I worked for the big guys, Avalon, you know, Trammell Crow. And that's how I landed into the real estate business, man. It was a great transition. I love doing it. It's awesome.
It sure is. Sure is. Even for the young bucks like me, you know, it's really great. It really, really is.
Calling me old, dude. I thought we were friends, man.
I think 40, let's call you 46.
All right, I'll take it all day. No, but that's how I got into real estate, man. My broker that sold me the apartment, you know, I was like, I can do this. I can totally do this. You know, And the city was Jersey City was growing. So I love the city. So why not do a job that you enjoy and get paid for it and see your city grow? So
Totally.
yep.
Totally. Yeah, it's really great. You're to stick it out also is something, you know, there's just so many people that it's such a churning business, you know, it's such a
Yeah.
revolving door. There are so many people that do it, and that there's this hype about it, especially in these crazy sellers markets.
Right.
Everybody wants to jump on the bandwagon.
Yeah. Well,
They
listen,
realize-
when I got into the business, the business started to, like now, shift. And
Right.
it was a really bad time. So I would say I came in at a bad time in the market. Banks were crashing, you know, all the headlines were terrible. So I mean, back then, if you had a buyer, you were king. So but I was very fortunate that I had the sales background, and you know, I would call around people, and you know, just the areas that I knew were developing. I had my ear to the ground in Jersey City, so that's how I did the rentals. We started doing the luxury rentals. So look, I mean, at the end of the day, you got to learn how to pivot, right? There's always going to be business in real estate. It's just a matter of finding it and you know, sticking to it. You know, right now it's starting to shift, so you know, you got to find out who's doing what. You know, because people need a roof over their head, man. You know, real estate is always going to be, you know, it's going to be great. It's going to be a good business.
Right. That's accurate. Yeah, rental has become a lot more common. Rentals have become a lot more common, especially the rental communities. You know, building these new construction developments, having all the rentals instead of,
Yeah.
you know, so that's becoming super common.
And
Especially
you get paid quick, Ralphie. You get paid in a week or two, right? You don't have to wait for a 30, 60, 90-day closing. So, and then some of these rentals that we have around here, they go $6,000, $7,000. You know, so you do a couple of those, you're good, man.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I'm sure those luxury rentals would be great. You know, I guess it's with the rentals when they're 1,500. Well, there's nothing 1,500 anymore, but
You're right.
you know,
It's hard to find $1,500 apartments.
they're if you find them, they are not in good shape. So
listen, you can't even find a $1,500 apartment in an emerging neighborhood anymore, because it's all being turned around. You know, they're buying all these properties, they're renovating them. That $1,500 3-bedroom is now, you know, $2,500 to $3,000. So rents have gone up tremendously. It's going to be interesting how the sustainability of rents, you know, it's just they're going through the roof, man. It's insane right now.
yeah, it's wild. It's in my neighborhood. The rents have doubled in the last year and a half. Doubled.
Now, where does it stop?
COVID.
Where does it stop? Where the consumer, right? Where the person is like, I'm paying $4,000, you know, of rent. I might as well buy a place, you know.
Right.
You know, they're going to start the pendulum is definitely going to swing, in my opinion.
Well, listen, I'm here for it. You know.
Yeah.
So what are some of your biggest advices? Some of the things that stick out in your mind right away that you've learned, say, going from, since you said you started in a downward market, starting in the downward market, transitioning to the upward market, and maybe going back to the downward market afterward. What are some of the biggest lessons you've learned? What can you tell the viewers?
Stay really close to your sphere. Referrals are very important. Today, brand is everything. You know, you got to create a brand. Everything's on social right now, and you know, you just gotta work on, you know, educating the consumer right now, because right now there's a lot of mixed messages going on. We're hearing a lot of stuff. You know, nationwide, we get reports of the real estate market, which you and I are in different markets, right? So it's specific to different areas. So I think that's very important. We have to actually have a value. You know, we can't just be door openers anymore. You know, we have to create value for our customers, and we just have to help them navigate this market, this crazy market.
So what are some additional ways to bring value? So you said we can't just be door openers. So what are some things?
You got to know your numbers. You got to know your comps. You got to be prepared. If you're doing development, you got to know what the per square foot is for construction. You got to know how much this building sold for in the past. So it's very important to know all your data. People want to know that you're comfortable with the information that you're bringing to them, so they can make an informed decision. Because everybody has the data, right? But we need to interpret that to our customers and make sure that they're making the right decision for them and their families. So,
absolutely, yeah, it's very important. Yeah, they want to know that you know what you're talking about. It's important.
Absolutely, you're spending a lot of money, so you got to make them feel comfortable.
I couldn't agree more. I have my notes. If I'm looking down, I just want to be clear.
No, that's okay.
I have the notes. I just want to let you know. I have my notes in the text message I sent you. So let's see here. Well, also, what are some? Okay, so you mentioned some of the tools that agents should implement. For instance, knowing your shit. Knowing what you need to know.
You gotta know what you're talking about.
Okay, and in, say, a downward market when things are slower, one thing you mentioned was that you have to find the businesses that are working. So say rentals or office
People
space
that need to move,
probate.
Right? People that probate. You got to go after probate. You got to go. You got to find the people who got divorced. This. What else? What are the 3 Ds? Divorce, distress. I mean, there are people who are not going to be able to afford their property, whether their taxes have gone up, whether they lost their jobs. So we just have to find where the activity is. Right now, I feel like multifamilies is somewhere that I'm personally focusing on, because the rents are going up so high that I'm going around looking for people who are selling these buildings, because I have people who are prepared to buy these buildings and do an add value to them and just rent them out. So it's a lot for the investors. It seems like a hold play right now. And the condo market is still moving somewhat, but I believe that these guys are starting to buy stuff, holding it, renting it out, and just seeing where the market is going to end up.
That's good. That's very good. No, that's good for me. That's good for me to wrap my head around. Yeah. So let's see here, because I want to make sure I cover all the ground. Where do you think things are going to go economically? You heard what happened to Silicon Valley Bank. You're hearing about all these layoffs. You're hearing about we're not hearing, we're experiencing all of the inflated prices. I mean, the economy is in a rough spot. Where do you think things are going to go, house-wise, property-wise, interest rate-wise? Where do you think we're headed, say, in the next 6 months to a year? What's your feeling?
I mean, that's really hard to predict, man. I wish I had a crystal ball. In an area like this, I mean, there's always going to be a need for housing. So again, it's just going back to finding where the business is. The good thing is that a lot of these employers, and I know some people are not happy about it, a lot of these office buildings are calling their employees back. So we're starting to see a tremendous amount of foot traffic. People are going out to eat again, which is helping. I mean, the reality is we need commerce. We need people to go back into these office buildings, spend money. We're getting a lot of relocations back. I got people from out of state calling, looking for apartments. So I think, I think the job market is healthy. So I think that's going to fuel the housing market. Hopefully the interest rates are going to land in the 5s by the end of the year. But you know what? If it doesn't, it's not the end of the day. The mortgage brokers, the builders, they're getting very creative with the mortgage rates. They're doing buy downs. Mortgage brokers are doing 10-year ARMs. So I think that people are just freaking out at the 30-year fix, that's 7.5. Just get an ARM. There's a good spread on the ARM. There's
Give us a little bit of a breakdown on how that works. Now they bring it up.
An ARM is a shorter term mortgage than a 30-year fix. So the ARM, you can do several different ARMs. You have a 2, you have a 5, you have a 7, you have a 10-year ARM. So these are shorter terms of mortgage rates that will expire in that term, and you can refinance depending on what the current rate is at that time. So I think that's the way to go right now, because you gotta date the rate, marry the home. So
Right.
you can always refinance.
Well, what do you say would be the drawbacks to this ARM? Because if it's a shorter term, wouldn't there be a negative? Wouldn't the rate be higher? Like, how could the rate not be higher?
No. The rate is lower on ARMs, actually.
How is that possible, though?
So
Shorter commitment. Wouldn't the fixed 30-year have a lower rate? I'm just saying from a logical standpoint, this is.
So typically it depends, right? It depends on where the market is moving. But right now, the 10-year ARM is shorter than the 30-year fix. And, I should have looked at the mortgage rates this morning, but I spoke to my mortgage guy on Friday, and, he says the ARMs are doing very, very well. So.
Gotcha. Okay. At this point, do you have more buyers or listings, would you say, just based on the market?
So, I don't really deal with a lot of buyers. I do work with some buyers, and those are probably going to be people who are looking for multifamilies and development deals. So I'm more of a listing agent. So I work on expired and for sale by owners, and I do the investment circle prospecting. So basically, I'd call on people who own multifamilies, multi-properties, and find out what their position is in the market. I mean, these guys are doing something. There's people who do real estate full time. So I would call them up and say, "Hey, Ralph, this is Basilio with Sotheby's Realty. I'm just calling because I noticed that you're a very active investor in the area, and I want to know what your position is in this market." And they'll tell you. Rates are high. I'm staying with what I have. So that's an opportunity for me to see if I can help them with their rental needs, or if they're picking up more assets, that's an opportunity for me to go shopping for a building. And, I'll ask them what their specifics are, what they're looking for. Do you like duplexes? Do you like 4 families? Do you like, 10 plus? So I like to know their appetite. Once I get all that information, away I go. I got a buyer, and hopefully I can do some business.
Absolutely. Yeah, I have someone looking for a duplex out of New York. Somebody looking for office space, So I'm definitely.
Yeah, let's link up, man. We'll do a nice little referral, man.
That would be great. Well, in terms of, do you have people looking in Florida?
I do not at the moment.
Right. I haven't heard anyone. I'm just trying to think. I mean, we absolutely, if I have anybody in Jersey for you, brother.
Yeah, I would appreciate that.
I just don't hear too many Floridians making a transition to Jersey, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Actually, you know what? I do have I have a client here that has a couple properties, and he wants to sell his properties here, but he wants to do a 1031 in Florida. He's looking up by North Florida. Where's the? Of course, I'm going to say where's the Porsche Towers, right? Is that North Hollywood?
The Porsche Tower is in Sunny Island.
North Florida. Is that North Florida?
No, that's considered South Florida.
Okay,
that's near where I live. So wait. Where does he want to go?
He wants to buy anything an hour away from that area. He literally lives across the street from that building.
The Porsche Tower.
Yep.
Oh, I thought you were saying he wants to buy in the Porsche Tower. I said, Basilio, it's not my birthday. It's not my birthday anymore. But you're a nice guy.
That would have been nice.
That would have been
He
great.
wants to buy. He wants to buy like some multifamily in Florida, an hour away from where he lives.
Right. Okay. So an hour. Did he give specific cities? Because that would sound
Just
to
an hour
me.
away, because he needs to be able to manage it, because he self manages his properties.
Got it. So like, okay. So Delray, Boynton Beach. That's what comes to mind. Maybe a little further north. So what I would do is that's out of my, and I would help him. Meaning, like I would do the searches for him.
Right.
But I would refer him out to an agent just because I want to make sure that he has somebody that's in the vicinity that's close, because that's a distance for me.
That's a distance from you. Yep.
That's a
How
good
far are you? About an
hour.
hour?
That's a good hour and change. You know, if that's what he wants anyway. Because
Yeah.
you said I'm right near Sunny Isles. I'm very close. It's the neighboring city.
Okay.
So it just it wouldn't be responsible of me, because I wouldn't, if he wanted to go see it, you know, I would, you know, we'll definitely discuss it, but I
Yeah, for sure.
will absolutely make sure that if for whatever reason I can't, you know, actively go and see the properties with him, I'll connect him with somebody who can.
Let's break bread together, bro.
Looking forward. I am looking forward. We'll break bread in the in some. Is there a Porsche dealership near you? Because maybe there's a nice restaurant across the street. We'll get this multifamily done. I'll get myself a Porsche. I wouldn't actually get one after closing.
So let me ask you this: what type of Porsche do you like? The old car, or the old Porsches, or
I would get a newer one. I would get. Let me actually look it up, because so I wouldn't
you
want
look
something
really good in a GT3, man. The GT3 is the one with the
I don't want. Yeah, so that's the thing, is I don't want a big spoiler. As I would get that as like a second car.
You're not a wing guy, but you're talking about like a daily drive.
No, I like the spoiler. I like the wing. I just wouldn't have that as a first car. See, when I'm balling and I could have a few cars, then I would have that as one of the cars.
Make sure you take me shopping with you, man.
Oh, dude, I would
We'll go right to Collections, man. I'll pick up a nice car for you.
Dude, I'm all about it.
You know where Collections is, right? That's in Coconut. Is it Coconut Grove?
I'm not familiar with it.
Yeah, Collections is it's a dealer, high-end dealer. They have a Porsche dealer. I believe they have Jaguar, Lamborghini. They have all the high-end brands.
You do realize that this is going to become a reality at some point. So
you got to manifest it, baby. You got to put it out.
I already am, brother. I already am. So it's the 911 GT3 Touring. It doesn't have the spoiler. It's more.
That is my dream car, man. That's it right there. That is the car. That is the car. Yep, that is the car. See, I'm not a wing guy either.
Yeah, but how much is this? You could let's put some pressure on you on this episode. You
put it on the vision board, baby.
But okay. Okay. No, I'm just surprised you don't have it right now, my guy.
It's a big car, man. That thing is maybe like $300,000.
Wait a minute. Is it? Hold on. Let's see.
Yeah, that's a big car. I'm not there yet, man.
911 Touring costs.
And I believe that
yeah, it says okay, yeah, 288,975, and that's used with 2,000 miles. So
yeah, it's a big car.
And then wow, Porsches are gorgeous. You know what it is? It's a Porsche is this car that's not overly flexy, right? So even take a Challenger. A Challenger is a cheap car,
right?
But it screams, "Look at me, I'm here!" You know, when it's driving down the road, it whoever's in it wants everyone to know in a 10-mile radius that he's there. A Porsche, it's beautiful, it's elegant, it's sexy, it's very nice. It's it's very high end, but they're even the ones with a lot of horsepower. There's just something. There's something gentle. As much as on one hand, it's got a strong attitude, it also has this gentle vibe to it. So
I think you hit the nail on the head. They're very versatile, man. You could take it out and drive it like you stole it with your boys, go like 150, or you could show up to a listing, appointment. You can go to a wedding.
Yeah.
Drive around town, and the car is definitely responsive to all those different speeds. It's a good car, man.
Mhm.
Nice utility car.
Couldn't agree more.
What color are you looking to get?
I already have it all thought out, brother. I want to do, regardless of what color I get on the exterior, I want a nice brown, either a lighter brown or a darker brown leather. I love the brown leather. Love it with
Brown.
like stitching. I'm not sure what kind of color stitching I get. I know what looks good to me. And then I would do either a very dark green, like here, like this color.
That's a perfect combination.
Yeah, like this
Yeah.
color or even darker.
That's what is that? Like an army green?
It's like an army green, yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
I mean, obviously, needless to say, since being in the army, I got very into
Yeah.
this color. I really love this color. So
No,
even this or a very, very dark green where at night you almost think it's black, but it's got that shade of green to it, like a very subtle, very dark green. And then I wouldn't get gold rims. I wouldn't play it out too much. I would just do, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't want to try too hard with it. I would do nice black rims or silver rims, and then or I would just do black. White is nice, but I would, for me personally, it would probably be black or some dark green.
yeah. Sounds sick, man. I can't
Right?
wait to go shopping with you.
I'm
So you
looking.
were in the army?
I thought we spoke about this.
No, I didn't. I don't remember.
Yeah, I thought we talked about this.
Nice. Thank you for your service, by the way, man.
Yeah, it was in Israel, but nonetheless.
Still, man. Appreciate your service, man.
Thank you for that. Appreciate it. Yeah, so let's see here. Let's see what else we have. I could talk about the Porsche thing the entire time, by the way.
I'm telling you, once you get one, you're kind of like you fall in love with the brand.
I have no doubt. Just
when you go to the dealer, the experience that they give you is it's second to none, you know?
You know what it is, Basilio? I just have a certain vision of who I'm supposed to be in the next couple of years. And like, it's not about the car per se. The car is just a physical item. But I have an overall view of exactly, or more or less exactly, of who I want to be. And I want that car to be in that vision, you know? Just why not? Why not? I busted my ass. Why I want a fucking Porsche. Give me a why not?
Absolutely, man.
You know?
You deserve it. You work hard, man.
Yeah, dude, absolutely. So let's see what else. Yeah, I mean, other than that, we went over quite a lot of things. If there's anything that you would like to discuss, the floor is yours, sir. Anything in mind that you maybe wanted to cover?
No, I think we had a very healthy conversation. We touched on a lot of different topics, got to know each other a little more, and I'm sure we'll keep this conversation going, and hopefully we can do a deal together, and go take a ride in our Porsches, man, one day.
It would be an honor, man. You know, it would be great. I mean, like, always wanted to either go on a racetrack or the Autobahn in Germany.
Yeah,
that would be incredible.
They have tours that you can go. There depends on how long you go and what country. You'll fly out there, and they provide the car for you. They provide accommodations. They give you food. They have a support vehicle. There's a lot of different tour companies that do that out in. They actually do it here in the States too, but Europe is the place to do it, man.
Right, yeah, because Europe has those long, windy roads. They probably have it in California too, but Europe has those like really long.
You go in the Alps, man, with that car. That's an amazing trip. I did it on a motorcycle, and I gotta say it was one of the best trips in my life, man. We did Germany, Austria, and Italy. It was amazing, man.
Oh, Italy must be out of this world,
dude. Stelvio. If you ever Google Stelvio, you see the they call them passes, and it's sick. It's just like this. It has all these loops. It's amazing, man. You feel very, very small up there, man. You're just like, I'm no one. This is amazing.
Hold on 1 second. 1 second. Yeah, it's not letting me pause it. Okay. Well, either way.
All good.
Hold on 1 second. Yeah. I had a hold on. I had a delivery. I had a delivery of like seltzer and water and whatnot. And the security guy came all the way upstairs just to tell me I needed to take it in. I've never heard of such a thing before. Like on my own floor, it's like a quiet floor. That's a new one. Okay.
You
But
live in
either
an
way.
apartment building?
Yeah, it's a high rise. I've just I don't know, like they deliver the stuff and when it's right outside of my door, but it's I don't know, it's weird. Like I'm in the corner of the floor. There's like there's 6 units on the entire floor. It's not like we're talking a big floor.
Right.
Either way, it's all good. All right. Well, sir, Mr. Rivera,
Yes, sir.
senor, it has been a pleasure. Ladies and gents, I hope you thoroughly enjoyed this episode. I hope you got lots of value from it. Make sure to smash the like button. Don't break your computer in the process. Leave your comments, like the video. If you are in the Jersey or tri-state area, make sure to reach out to Basilio. Do you have what are your best forms of contact? Obviously,
Instagram. Follow me on the gram. Basilio, Basilio. Chilltown.
Chilltown.
That's it, baby.
Do I have you on Instagram?
Yeah, I believe so.
Hold on. Let me see. Yeah, I do. Okay. Yeah, I got you. I'm following you. All right. All righty then. You got some cool tattoos, man.
Yeah, man.
These are wild.
You have any?
I don't know. It's like that Jewish stigma, man. There are some tattoos I wanted to get. You know what I think I think the only way I do it is when I get married. If my wife and I both don't have them, or maybe she has like, simple ones and we both talk about it, then I'd be like, you know what? I'm already settled down. I don't care. But there's this weird, I grew up with it being such a big deal. It still is in my mind.
So wait, what is it that why can't a Jewish person get a tattoo?
Oh, because you're not supposed to you're not supposed to harm yourself or do any damage. Although we know that a tattoo in the grand scheme of things is perfectly fine. There's just the idea of like cutting into your skin or doing any damage, and there's potential infection that can happen. So just according to religious law, it's like a big deal. But a lot of people do it nowadays. It's become less stigmatized. They also said that if you do it, you can't be buried in a Jewish cemetery, which is also not. We found that to be not true because there's a lot of Jews that have tattoos that are buried in Jewish cemeteries. So it's not really, I don't think it's really such a big deal, but it's frowned upon in most Jewish circles, especially if you get something wild. If you just have something where it's not visible, no one really cares. And it's funny because I really don't give a shit about, for the most part, about other people's opinions of me, so long as I'm being a decent person.
Absolutely.
But that's the kind of thing that I'm still, and honestly, I don't care that much to get it. I'm not dying to get one.
Yeah.
But we'll see. We'll see what happens.
They're not for everyone, man. My wife and I started getting tattooed back in, I think I got my first tattoo in like 1993. And back then it was just pretty much not very popular. You were either in a rock band, you were in jail, or you were something if you had tattoos.
No, it is totally my kind of. Honestly, it is though. It really is. Like if I didn't grow up, if I didn't grow up Orthodox or I wasn't Jewish, there's no question I'd have tattoos. It's just I don't think I'd be full of them.
Right.
But I'd have a bunch on my back. I'd probably have.
They get addictive, man.
That's also the thing. If I get one, I'm not going to stop at one. I'm gonna be like, this would look really cool if you know. And I'm a muscular guy. I'm a gym guy. Like I would look good with a sleeve. I know I would.
Right.
But we'll see. I don't know. We'll see what happens. So, kind
Get
sir.
the Porsche and the tattoo, bro. You be a business, man.
Sheesh. So, as I said before, make sure to reach out to Basilio. I can also, is your contact info is connected to your Instagram, right? They can just
That is
easily
correct. Yep.
Okay. Well, you have your link tree, by the way. You can also add, because it shows following and message by you.
Okay.
And if you go to mine, you have a little option for contact. I don't know if you see that in the.
I do. I see your.
So that is helpful, because if you click on contact, people can go straight to your email and number. Like you also have WhatsApp connected to it too.
Awesome.
So I can show you how to do that.
Cool, man.
Okay. So yes, definitely reach out to him in the tri-state area for Florida. Definitely give me a ring, and I would love to assist you. Alrighty. So thank you again so much.
Thank you.
Alrighty. I'm gonna end the call right.
Yo, thanks a lot, bro. I appreciate it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I was trying to actually hold on one second.